What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to the channel. We're jumping in with more Marvel Future Fight content, and let's get right into it. So today we're talking about Hulk and his Titan uniform. I want to make sure I give you guys the heads up so that way you know exactly how to build, and then give you guys a perspective on where he fits and where you're playing with him most likely. So first off, let's talk about the character build. Hulk does not build off of like physical attack or energy attack the way most characters in the game do. He has a unique mechanic where he scales off of HP. So you want to make sure that his HP is high as hell. So if we look at the skills, for instance, inside here, you can see that it says like physical damage is 100% of HP. So it's factoring his damage as part of his HP value. So what does that mean? That means, hey, when I go over here to the character gear, if I have room, then I want to go like, well, I've got recovery rate for other reasons, but you want to go into HP, right? Like HP is not an option inside here. So that's why I went in recovery rate, because I'm already maxed out on most of my other stats. So if you look here, for instance, I'm already maxed at attack speed. I'm already maxed at crit rate. I'm already maxed at crit damage. I'm already at 50% ignore defense. I'm at 130% for movement speed, and I'm at 75% for dodge rate. And then you can see here, I'm like 0.20 away from being maxed out on reduced cooldown, which I'll make up for somewhere else. But when I look at the character inside here, his kit, in terms of now I get to his Urus and stuff like that, I want to make sure that on these Urus, I'm maxing out HP as much as possible, guys, across the board. So you notice instead of having physical attack or energy attack doubled up here in normal Uru, I've got HP Uru instead. You can see here I'm using Odin's Blessings for HP, not for physical attack, not for any of those things. And then I have things to just basically level out like recovery rate and crit rate and so forth. But essentially on every one of these, I'm going as much into HP as possible. So if you have something that basically is going to benefit and boom HP, that's what you want to do. Make sure that you're building him that way. So that way he's scaling appropriately. Next up, in terms of custom gears, I've got a mighty CTP of regeneration with penetration on him. This is also helping boost up his max HP. You can see here 33.1%. And that's basically just going to allow him. Now, mine isn't the best roll. I need to re-roll that for in terms of like the stats. You can see it can go all the way up to recovers 10% of HP when he's below 50. And that's where I want to be at. And I want to, like, my max HP is just about high there, but I want to get this higher, right? But this is going to be dependent upon where you want to play Hulk, to how much you want to invest in this. Hulk is primarily, let's not get it wrong, he is primarily a PvP type character, meaning that's where you're playing with him. However, I don't care about PvP. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. And before, not to go on a little diatribe, but to just side rant about this. When we had the 9th anniversary live stream, they gave out kudos to people who were, maintaining spots, and they were like, the best of the best, basically, right? And notice that MPKB basically ruled the charts at the top of the PvP timeline battle for quite a while in terms of the total number of weeks that he's basically been at the top. Well, guess what, guys? I hate to tell this to you. I know that it's in your nature to be competitive, but unless you've got the money to play there, you're not going to be competitive. I don't care if you're playing Otherworld Battle. I don't care if you're playing Timeline Battle. The odds that you're going to be competitive enough to keep up with the likes of the whales that are basically being competitive there, you're not going to be competitive. So I choose to just say, I'm going to ignore that, because I'm not going to play, chasing after the whale, right? Because I'm not going to beat the whale. I'm likely to become Moby Dick and get swallowed by the whale long before I freaking, overtake him. I don't have that kind of resources and that kind of income to keep up with those people in the top. There's a reason why they reign at the top week after week after week. And they're spending that kind of money to basically be at the top. I don't have a brilliant CTP to basically put on my Hulk. I don't have like 100 million Odin's Blessings to just drop on a character. So no, I'm not basically looking at that. So what I want to be able to do is see if I could utilize my Hulk inside the areas in PvE, that I really care about, and that he's usable inside, just serviceable, like inside of Timeline Battle and inside of Otherworld Battle. So that way I can net myself the 120 to 180 crystals per week. So that way I can beef up on my account that way. That's all I'm concerned about. I think that's for most of you, that's all you should be concerned about, is because if you're chasing the whales, you're going to lose a lot of money chasing the wells, and you're going to lose a lot of time chasing the wells, and you're going to get a lot of frustration. So find the place where you can find the character usable the most. I just want to be able to use the character. Now, when we look at this uniform, absolutely phenomenal looking uniform. My only chief complaint is the same as it was with the first impressions. The hands are right there in your face, almost like the screen drew a character panel, and it was just like uneven because of Hulk's height and stuff like that. And we just got here around these hands and was like, what the fuck are those things? What are those meaty paws? Like, where is the pixelation on this? It's like, if I was to pull up a game from like Solo Leveling or Rise or something like that, and I was looking at that artwork, and then I come over to see this one, you really just like, wow. Like, look at the way the arms move from his side over here. It's just, yeah, you guys did a great job on the majority uniform, and then we got basically here for like the 10%, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on? Anyways, let's take a look at some of Hulk's skills in action. He has a really simple rotation, and I really like his skills too, to be perfectly honest with you. His one skill, nice little Hulk clap that just basically goes inside there, and nice little you know, jump and close, gap closer. He's got his 2 skill, does a little juggernaut kind of rush, and then Spartan kicks the shit out of somebody. You're not really flowing into these skills too much, but just top off on your rush, on your ultimates. So anyway, so we get to his 3rd skill, where we start to see the niceness that they've put in here. I absolutely love this. Now, here goes the funny part about this though, right? Is that Hulk tell me Hulk does not look like Doomsday from Zack Snyder's Man of Steel or his Justice League. You can't tell me that he doesn't. Like, he literally looks like their version of Doomsday or whatever the hell it was, especially when all of this is basically yeah, it looks cool though. It looks absolutely amazing, but it definitely feels like, you know, Justice League's Doomsday. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. You let me know. So 3rd skill looks absolutely amazing. His enraged skill there. Pay attention that I want you to notice that he has the heal effect on this skill. So you can see there's the burn, the snare, the incapacitation. He gets a 30% chance to penetrate. And then you notice that at the bottom portion there, he gets the increase of his max HP. So it like plays out differently in terms of his accumulation skill, right? Because it's a 50% max HP increase, which also increases the basic damage by 1% per 1% HP. It cannot increase damage, cannot exceed 50%. So it's like it's a nice little like thing there where it's like, it's accumulation still, but it's a difference, right? It's an enrage. He gets that for a short amount of time and you go into it. His 4th skill doesn't have a whole lot on it. Like, I mean, there's really just shock and silence on it. That's it. But it's a really nice looking skill overall. It's the same as his 3rd pretty much, minus some pieces, and then gaining the raining down of gamma radiation basically in there. And then we have his 5th skill, which is my favorite, because he basically just has a continuous Hulk shout, Hulk blast that just looks absolutely cool. Like, let's see if we can show this from the front, targeting these guys. Oh, let me turn off the skill cooldown display. So he basically comes in there. Why did it choose the guy in the back? I'm trying to get it to choose this guy. There we go. And then he just hollers, and it's just bad breath at the guys, right? It's a really cool looking skill. And here goes the really cool part about this. I didn't realize that the skill tracks as well. So like, I was fighting Black Swan, and I used the skill, and she like teleported someplace else, and then he just continued tracking on it. So as long as you leave it, it's good. So yeah, really good skills overall. I think the design team did really well on it. Let's turn off the skill cooldown display. He also has a very simple rhythmic rotation as well, and this is one of the things that like sets him aside for me from Hulk and puts him into the caliber of characters that I want to play, similar to like Black Bolt and Ghost Rider, where they have very rhythmic rotations to their skill plays. I think Thor needs to be reworked in that regard, because it was part of the piece that makes him feel a little bit unplayable, is because you're managing against his times more than you're managing the rhythmic rotation of the skills. And so in that regard, Hulk has a very easy one. His simple rotation before his cooldown is up is just a 4-3-5. So when it's a fast 4-3-5, just 4, 3, and then 5. Everybody could get that. And then you could just let that rotate, and you can see here it's just continuous, 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 continuous. Not a whole lot there to that. So his 2 skill is when his tier 3 is up. So this is a very simple cancel animation, because you're going to go 6 as he goes up into the sky, and he falls. When he crash lands back to ground, that's when you're gonna do it. And if you're playing with audio, you'll hear the cue because it's like a literally poof when he falls. Watch this. So let's hear this. He goes up 6, boom, and then you just 4, 3, and then 5. Really simple rotation. You could do that rotation almost with your eyes closed, and just literally that delay cancel from the 6. You could just do that based on hearing that doof, that crash back down. So it's really simple. When his T4 is up, you're basically just still going 7, 6, wait for that sound, boom, and then you just rotate back into the skills and let it flow. And a lot of hits will come. It's really easy and nice to play. I like it. I appreciate it. The really cool part too about his skills as well that I appreciate is that you can kind of see through all the animations. So everything's happening in front of him. It's not happening behind him. So like, let's see this again real quick. So I'm going to go 7, I'm going to go 6, and this is the only time I'm blind, right? But I go 4 and I go 3 and then I go 5, and everything is basically in front of him. All that is there, and I can see sort of behind him in his character. So I like that a lot. It's a little bit different, but I appreciate the character. So what I want to do, let's take this character into World Boss, and I'm going to play with him where you should be playing with him. I can tell you right off the bat that he plays pretty well against these bosses. They've nullified the toughness of the majority of these bosses. With some, they've even neutered Kang and Dark Phoenix a little bit, but like if you're playing him against Mephisto, Infinity Tree, Ultron, Gore, and so forth like that, you're good to go. The place where we want to really see him play is inside Black Swan, because that's the tier 4 exclusive content. So I'm going to play with him at stage 2. The reason why I always say at stage 2 has changed a little bit, right? So I'm saying at stage 2 right now because I think for the majority of casual players, this is where you're most likely to play him. I think for the majority of players who are looking to accelerate, you do have reason now with the new update to basically go to higher stages because the rewards are going to be there at the top end. Are your normal rewards going to be there? No, but they've got better rewards sitting in the boxes, so you want to play that. So now I just have a host of characters. I have about 15 tier 4s, and so I just have him on this team with Thor and Loki, just because I always find it funny, because I always think back to Avengers when he slammed when he slammed Loki all around. So we're going to take a look at him. So I don't have any other characters that are necessarily going to help him with his HP inside here and pool. So we don't have that option. Good enough that now they've added him for his own way to get his own HP buff. And he does provide everybody else like this all basic defense. That nobody cares about the all basic defense buff, but he does have the ability to give the 30% increased HP to himself, which is really nice. And then you can look at his passive abilities. You know, not a whole lot there and stuff like what's going on, except for the enrage where he just gets the regeneratives and then the recovery effect that happens. So we get that idea, right? So let's go. Nothing really to write home about for the allied teams. I wish there was a way in here for us to like boost up his HP or something like that, or you know, like I think they should go about doing something with the game where they make these other stats mean something, like make the recovery, make the movement speed, make these things feel something. Like, hey, like if for instance, like some of the characters like Storm, who used to be slow, make that movement speed feel like something or mean something to a character, because those are areas of the kit that, you know, you could develop to improve the character. Because one of the things we see, for instance, a lot of times is that none of these skills matter. Your defense doesn't never seem to matter. Your HP never really seems to matter as much as your DPS is. So we're heavily leaning into DPS, and that's it. And I would like to see something else. So all right, let's see what we get here for Black Swan. Like I said, really simple rotation. He's rocking a CTP of regeneration because he's built for PvP, because that's really where he's supposed to be. But as long as I can get this character to work for me inside here, Black Swan, loving that waifu uniform. Just, yeah, boba. Anyways, let's jump in here. All right, so she's going to do her little bubble. And I'm going to go right into my rotation, 4, 3, and then 5. And watch that break bar build up. Use the 3 and a 2 to basically get some skills off. Oops, I messed up the rotation there because I was thinking about the old one. But I'm still getting bars in here. I can still work my way back into that 4. So now he's right about ready to break it. So I'm going to go with the 6, crash down 4, 3, and then 5, and let him rip off. Look at that. Nice damage from him. Like I said, he's not really built for PvE. So just getting the usage out of him is really nice. I love that little gap closer in there too. It looks beautiful when you do it there, and especially when there was some distance there. There we go, 4, 3, 5. Build up that break bar. Getting it, and then we just go right into this. See the way that works? It's a rhythmic rotation, and it feels so good. There we go. 4, 3. Oh, she broke. So we broke her into the next stage. Thank God. All right, so we'll let her do her little jump hit. And then she's going to teleport over here. Because Hulk's so big, we're going to make sure we get the hell out of that corner. Because I have done it where I've gotten stuck in that corner and it's been a pain in the ass. Look how quick that brake bar pulls up. It's nice. So she sets that. Oh, shit. I fucked that up. Ah, screwed that up. Screwed that up. We'll just run around till he's ready to be off cooldown and let her do her thing. Just pay attention to the time there. There we go. Okay, so back in 4, 3, 5. Get that bar going again. Ah, shit. I totally jacked this one up. Don't worry. We're good. 4, 3, 5. Get that bar going so we can break through. There we go. And then we can go 7, 6. Crash down. 4, 3, 5. Notice how all the skills are just available and up for me. And even though I messed up, look at all the damage basically meted out to just hit him. So I'm not going to mess around because Hulk will still die to these purple attacks. There are some characters who seem to be able to just like tank those, but when I used Hulk, he died to them. I was kind of disappointed by that. So 4, 3, 5. I'm going to try to tank this one, see what happens. Nah, nope. No, he wasn't going to tank that. 4, 3, 5. We'll get this off going. Look at the build up from that one right there. And we'll go straight into the 6 because it's almost up. Breaks the bar. 4, 3, 5. Look at that. That's nice. That's nice. You gotta like that. So like even with my screw ups there, it took me probably about 2:44. It says realistically you could take off probably another 15 seconds, say 2.5. Is it like the best maximum run and stuff like that? No, but what it is like you can show that the character can build into being able to do stages, so that way as a character that you can use day to day because you feel like that character is nice or you like the way that character is. And that's for me where it's at, because what I don't pay time in is inside of game modes, where if I was to go right now inside timeline battle, for instance, and I was looking at who the leaderboard for timeline battle is right now, guess what? The leaderboard for timeline battle is the same as it always is. And you know who's going to be in the challenger cheer section? MPKB. Sneakerhead is always at the top. If I go to Otherworld Battle right now and I look at who the leaderboard inside Otherworld Battle is, guess who's going to be in the top over there? Same people. So I can go inside timeline battle and I'll show you guys some gameplay from here. I'm gonna leave this team intact right here just because I was playing around with it. Like I said, I really don't care about timeline battle at all. Most people just simply play this on rotate and just let it roll. It is what it is. Like, you know, just let it go, do what its thing is. I was at one point I was paying for the Shield Special Support Pack, and that was getting me 10 more extra runs and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, it just wasn't worth it. So there goes my Thanos. He's out of the picture, and then my Adam Warlock is fighting off his Sentry, beats his Sentry. Cool. Adam Warlock pays the price on a second battle. Who's gonna win the second? I win the second, and then we got his Adam Warlock versus mine. He'll kill my Adam Warlock. Oh, wow, I'm surprised. There we go. So now we get my Adam Warlock versus Thor versus his Adam Warlock. And I die because Hulk is doing that, you know, attack basically, and is probably getting a reflect all in. So you can see what I mean there. Like, listen, guys. If you want to build Hulk into this, then by all means, build Hulk into that. There's still going to be a reason for you to build certain characters exclusively PvP just because of the nature of the characters. Like Adam Warlock and Silver Surfer, those are pretty much PvP kits. Could you make them work inside PvE? Sure, you could. I'm never going to bring you guys any videos targeted for PvP in this game. The PvP is way too pay to win focus for me to basically try to tell you to invest in a character because they were built for PvP. Like thinking about what the meta is your wallet. It's not it's not what it is you can achieve from the game. Now, be aware as well that the team up collection for the Avengers is now in play, and Hulk is also going to receive the benefits of this team up collection. So if you look at the increase all basic attack that I've got right now, it's the 9% in the additional pierce damage, especially if you make your way all around, and then you start adding in some of the uniform options and things like that that's in here. They ignore target's dodge rate, you know, all of these abilities that I have yet to press on any of these, because I want to make sure I'm putting out videos for this, you know, before I touch any of these things. He's going to benefit from all of those. Even here, we've got the increase HP. So he's going to get a big increase from the HP right there. That's nice overall. So you can see that the characters will receive some benefits overall to their stats, and that's going to be really nice overall in the long run. So just be aware of that there are probably builds within there that you can get Hulk to. I see him as being mostly within the PvP window, and I like his frame in terms of what, you know, in his kit in terms of what could be there for PvE potential. I want to play him out in maybe some giant boss raid. I usually only have to run 3 of those a day. I have my 3 characters basically that I run, which is, you know, Thor, Ghost Rider, and Black Bolt. And when I make a change, if he's more powerful than any one of those characters, which I doubt, then I'll make that change. But at this point, this is Hulk. This is what you got. I think they did a great job. I think the FX guys did even a greater job in terms of bringing his kit to us for Doomsday. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button, guys. You guys are viewing the channel, but you're not subscribing. I need you to subscribe. It helps. Until next time, guys. Peace.